I see somebody put up there, they said the sound is horrible. Can y'all hear the sound? They can't hear the sound. They're just letting it play. Yeah, y'all got to be worried about it. I heard all beat playing up there. I heard stuff, I heard all kind of stuff. I guess everybody deaf in here, I guess. I heard stuff playing up there didn't match up, and I heard that. I said, well, I guess it's just, guess y'all in the spirit. It don't even matter no more, do it. Listen, information 101 for all y'all. You're doing something, you would do it right or don't do it at all. That's right. Information 101. I don't need nothing to be played just so we can be doing something. Y'all have to focus and make sure right. You're doing it to Yahuwah. Anything you do to Yahuwah has got to be in perfection. So y'all got to pay attention. You can't be up here trying to figure out what this key to play on up here. Y'all know what key to play? Don't play. And y'all doing for Yahuwah. I can hear this stuff all beat going. People sitting here, I guess y'all ain't ready to come in, man. Somebody tell y'all the sound is horrible. Which means tell me y'all ain't reading that. Y'all just keep going. F everybody, it don't matter. Anything we do for Yahuwah, you want to give your best. That's the bottom line. This is why your life is shabby, because it don't matter. See, anything you do, you want to start looking when you do it for Yahuwah. It's got to be ordered. He said, let everything be done decently. That's why he put them in order when they came down and speaking in tongues. He said, don't sound right, everybody doing something. He said, it needs to be in order, it needs to be decent. So you had to sit around, you had to have preparation, make sure your stuff right. Don't just start kicking on stuff. Let's suspend y'all plan for a minute till y'all get together. Because I don't need nothing going ahead and looking bad. It look like I approve of it. Because I don't approve of it. I don't like hearing stuff that don't sound good. If it don't sound good, I don't like it, and it's irritating. So whoever called us says, I appreciate you for telling me. I apologize they can't read, that they just kept going. Nobody looked there. Why would this man say the sound is horrible? Maybe he's playing a joke or something. Maybe I should tune in and listen and see what it sounds like so I can stop it or change it or rearrange it. But that's not what my people mindset at. Well, that's how y'all do it. Ineffective like that, you're ineffective. Y'all have to be effective when you're doing stuff, okay? That goes with time, precision, considering all the things y'all doing. Don't just be doing something. It's bad to just be doing something. You do it right. Take your time, figure it out, get it right. Can't get it right, don't do it. That's how you do it. See, a lot of y'all, that's how your life is. You don't care. You've just been doing something so long, it don't matter if it's right, if it's decent. Let me figure out the keys while somebody playing. I can hear it. If I'm up here performing, I don't want to hear nothing in my ear that's going different than what I'm thinking in my mind and how it should go. How many of y'all performers hear this when y'all doing it? Raise your hand. Look at these people. Raise your hand. How many of y'all hear, you can hear them playing off? Look at your hand. Look at these people's hands. Lancaster, what you be performing? Thank you, sir. You fine, though. But even they can hear it. So y'all have to think about when you're doing. Listen, this is what y'all don't look at, okay? When y'all see people do that stuff and they're on the stage, those people don't just jump up there on the stage. Those people practice for weeks. These people constantly going over sounds. They're constantly, when they shop out here, they look at, people don't pay their money to just hear you up here playing around. They look at when they got, this is why they make the money, and this is why you guys won't make money. Because when these people do it, they do it to perfection. They can say nothing and get more across than you saying something. Because you won't care. You'll say, well, I'm doing the Yahuwah, so it don't matter. It ain't for everybody. Yahuwah don't need to hear it. If you're doing it for him, then he's doing it so he can gain other people through it. That's just been, you think he's sitting down talking about, man, I got to hear Tony, what he going to preach? Are you serious? Anything I'm going to have to do, it's going to have to be, I'm trying to influence people so people will hear him. And we get just a tad of an air, it's kind of humid, is it anybody feel that kind of humid thick? See, we need these kind of conversations so y'all can kind of look at y'all and kind of keep going. It's like y'all just take this route, and at some point, nobody ever stops and says, are y'all listening to what y'all doing? Or y'all just doing something? Which one is it? Thank you. One person answered. Nobody else know what they're doing. They couldn't answer, no, we're not just doing something. We listen to what we're doing. It's purposely supposed to be like that. They'll come up with off beats. Let's try off beat. Why would you try something off beat? Everything he does in sequence. Everything interlines, interlock, interacts. Y'all got it? Y'all guys just be doing stuff. It's like, it's scary at a point because somebody had to tell y'all, y'all can repeat each word. Sound is oral. What does this mean? Okay. I just want to know where y'all at. How many of y'all, this is the first time y'all seen that? So when y'all was just going and it was sitting on the board, what was y'all thinking?
Not treated as a mark.
Well, I don't need y'all to do no more Zamar through that. That sound bad like that. We'll do something different. It's bad in here too. It sound bad in here too. He said it sound bad in him. Let's work to perfect what we do, because we're doing it to the kabod of Yahuwah. Just like your lifestyle. If you're just doing something, do it in the street. I'm talking about disconnect yourself from us. Everybody has to understand everything we do, it plays a part with other people. Y'all got it? These are intricate moving parts. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get kabod to him, not to us. Even when we write, when we perform, we do it, it's not to us, it's to him. That's what we use to try to gain other people, edify, to pull people into other people. So everybody got to look at being on tune. Y'all can't do what y'all want to do. Dwayne used to do that for a long time. Tell y'all, remember, he would play something different what people were doing. A lot of y'all know about this stuff. Y'all can't tune. Y'all can't do this stuff up here. When people perform it, just don't play. If I'm doing something, I don't want to hear you in the background in my ear, hearing you tuning, trying to find a key. It's already been done. That's why I recorded it. So the recording's already done. There's no reason for me to hear y'all trying to find a key or a note when I'm trying to hear something. That's very distracting. Then what happens when somebody needs to hear the message, they're missing the message, because guess what they're saying? Sound is horrible, which means them back there, they got to pay attention too. This ain't just one part now. It ain't just one part. I mean, they just letting it go. They can see the needle. They can see adjustment. They see what need to be done. Get y'all in and kind of see where you need to be at, where it need to be, because we're doing it to the kabod of Mr. Yahuwah. Let's see. The name of the synagogue is, what is it? The way of Yah. You know the book said, as for Yah, his way is perfect. Time mean complete. That is, if y'all get up here and somebody don't want to perform with it, don't use them. We can't use them, because everything we're doing is for his kabod. He gives us our time. He gives us enough time. He gives us our life to do. When it comes to his, why shouldn't he get the best of what we got? He give you a full heart, full lungs, full ability, activity of your limbs and everything you should get. How many of y'all live in a half of a house, piece of a roof? Why y'all give him a piece of a crap job? Because I don't think, preacher, never thought to consider. I figured he'd be good with anything. That wouldn't make any sense. He killed people for offering up the wrong thing, because he's a strictly for business. The Benin of Aharon, who they call the sons of Aaron, they offered up strange incense, and he killed them. So when y'all offered up this thing, he told y'all, speaking to yourself, let me see what's it. Shireen, Ruach Nisharim, making melody in your laws to, who they supposed to be to? And he don't care about beats and sounds and how they go. All y'all should be considering what y'all doing. Sound crew, instrumental people back here, people y'all perform. You don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't do it. If I don't want to preach, get what he said. I don't need you anyway. Never needed me. Because whatever you're doing for Yahuwah, it should be your best. Hello? Yes, that's even with y'all serving. He told y'all make a joyful noise unto Yahuwah. All you, what was that? Just what? Tell the synagogue, that was all you learned. How you supposed to serve him? Come before it present with what? You're supposed to know that Yahuwah, he the one that made us and not we ourselves. We sheep. He's the raw. So there's that. So enter into his court with praise. It's his. Y'all, listen, your drag lives is why you have a drag life. Y'all look, why stuff don't go, why stuff? Let me see, what you do right? You lie, you cheat, you steal, you're a hypocrite, you far pretend, so it's showing your service. And it show how he rewards you. He don't reward you according to what you done. I go to work for 20 minutes, man, give me a check for $1.30, I'm cutting the food. Why you gave me a check for $1.30? I was counting on $1,000 that week. I had some bills to pay. The man said, that's what you work. All you who get is what you done. You don't get nothing but what you done. Let me say, what have you done? When he look at, he checked the roll book for, what can you tell him you've done? I complain, I falsified, I cheat, I do everything I'm supposed to do. And you still get health, strength, place to stay, ability to go, and a mind to think, and a chance to repent. He ain't fair. Because fair should be, you should be dead. You should be outside on a hole somewhere. You should never be eating. Hello? You should be crawling, but that would be virtually impossible, saying you shouldn't have no arms and no legs. We don't ever consider that doing. See, everything we do, it's about Yahuwah. First and foremost. All right, look, preacher get it going. I just make it my business. I had to consider the person who give me the ability. You don't know what it's like. At a period of time you live long enough, you stop taking things for granted. You wake up and you start doing inventory. Make sure my mind right. Sometimes your mind can wander and go. You have to come back and realize, I give you that ability. He give you more to realize the ability he give you versus the complaint he get from all of it. Complain, complain, complain. Have done work. Have done. And then we wonder why stuff go the way it go. What other way should it go? He get the complaints when something don't go the way we want. Did he get the caboose when things were going the way it should go? Forgot to do that. So we have to have a life that encompass these different events and situations that happen just so we consider. Just so you consider how out of control you are with everything you got. How you play no real part in your existence. Everything all of us are working off of is favor. That's all we're working off of, favor. You ain't working off of nothing you done. You're working off of favor. Man came here, bear all the penalty of the charges we were guilty of. And he died and you got away with it. Favor. We're working off favor. And the man pleased Elohim. Wrongfully accused, wrongfully convicted, wrongfully killed, and here you with the right to the tree of life. How that work? Was he guilty of the crime? Was he a hypocrite like they said? Was he Beelzebub? Put the devil. And here we go. And the man said, you got the right to the tree of life. How that work? And how we serve him? How we want to, depending on how I feel. I don't know, sometimes I don't feel good all the time. There's a lot of people ain't got no feeling. Ask the people that quadriplegic, go kick them on the leg. You have to tell them about it if they ain't see it. You ain't gonna believe it. Step on their foot. You say, oh, excuse me, I study your foot. Say, don't worry about it. I ain't got no feeling in my foot anyway. How many of y'all ain't got no feeling in your feet? How many of y'all ain't got no feelings in your hands? How many of y'all blind? Surely we can do better than that with serving him. That's all we're trying to do. I'm sorry, I said I want y'all to get it right because it'll please me. No, sir. See, everybody don't let you shortchange the man all your life. And people done that for whatever reason because they don't want to offend you, they don't want your feeling hurt, but you need to be offended, you need your feelings hurt so you do better. Every one of us should have been cut off a long time ago. Man, sick of foolishness. Why y'all think he tearing up all these other places around him? Again, favor. Should have been Atlanta a long time ago. Should have been. You got snow coming in, is estimated to melt in July. And here it is, you still in March. They talking about snow melting in July. Floods, wreaking havoc, roads washed, houses coming down mountain, houses just hanging off, can't even go in them. Look at Turkey, people sitting outside, you looking at everything you own right there and you can't even go in and touch it. Who could have ever imagined that? All you gotta do is run in right quick and grab something. And you know what the man's saying? It's a trap. I hope you run in here, bruh. I hope you see something through a window that you say, I know I can get in there and get it and get back out. And I'm going to let this thing collapse on you. Let you sit back and look at something and you can't even touch it or possess it. And think about how we've been serving him. And it couldn't possibly happen over him. There's no way possible. Think about it. Why? That only happened in certain places. You know, for years, when I was a young man, I used to look at TV and I would see that stuff. It wasn't as common as you see now. Flood somewhere. I paid that stuff probably 3 to 5 seconds of attention. That had nothing to do with me, and that's what happened over in them places. That don't happen here. Everything we watch happen somewhere else. It's happening here. When you heard about disease and wiping people out, COVID came right here. We never thought of it coming to America. They said, you know, China had it. It was somewhere over there. It ain't coming over here. Yahuwah brought it here and set it here and wiped out who he intended. Now, you know, it's just like the common cold. You know how many of them people dead with a light for it to been the common cold for them? He told you, I sat out here to take who I want now. COVID ain't nothing. You call and say you got COVID, put on the vacuum. They said, man, put a mask on, go in there and go to work. When that thing, y'all remember that? Somebody how they had COVID, what people do? Boy, folk diving out window, door, people, y'all, hold on, folk, man, folk, in Haiti, do y'all know they were killing people? Okay, they forgot that. In Haiti, if they found out you had COVID, they kill you. They were burning them people up. They said them people had disease. Listen, they killed them. They weren't about to kill them. They killed them. I'm talking about burn them, put them to death for having COVID. Can you imagine that? When did they do that over here in America? So who controlled the fact you weren't born and you weren't Haitian and you weren't living now? Number favor. Number favor. With everything that's going around the world, a lot of times y'all complain about what you ain't got. What you gonna do with it if you had it? You ain't doing nothing with the little he gave you. What he gonna do? He give you more. You're unappreciative. You'll complain or you mumble and grumble. You don't try to consider things for what they are and see how many you are trying to mature you. So when he do place something in your hand, you know how to obtain it, and don't let it obtain you. A lot of people saying what they'll do with what they had. You wouldn't do nothing with but make a mess. If you didn't think it'd been beneficial, don't you think he's smart enough to give it to you? I get it. I tell what I do for everybody. He said, I know, liar. That's why I ain't gave it to you. That's why we just learn to appreciate and should constantly be evaluating ourselves. Where we at? Where you at? Are you growing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't enough people, so what they tell me? Not growing. That's dangerous. You should be growing. The book declared that you should grow in con and in the knowledge. See, that's what Yahushua did when he came in. He was 12 years old, and he was sitting out there asking them questions and answering questions. That's the only way to find out. And the book said he grew in favor with Ish and Alhim. So he told you to grow in con. What you think? You had an example. At 12 years old, he was able to ask the right question and answer the question. You still see him penis-faced, just waiting to piss. See, we got to start trying to transition. I told y'all before, tribulation coming. The man got a sword sharpened for you. Y'all to see it. Don't worry about it. You'll be crying, you'll be hollering later. Listen, people been sitting here and you've been lusting out here at everything these people got. Little by little, y'all to see it. He gonna take these people down. He's not gonna take them all down at one time. Little by little, you watch these people, their world crumbling. Oh, they'll see it. They don't know. They don't have no idea. I know you've been lusting, you've been waiting, and you've been wondering, man, they having a good time. They're not having a good time. Time for recompense. You know, step your foot against Yahuwah, you got to pay for it. Everybody got to pay for it. You done turned your foot away from Yahuwah's Shabbat, his Sabbat, you got to pay for it. Everything that man done told us, listen, I know some, they say, Posting now, they ain't doing right. Posting ain't doing right. But you're chasing it. That's the difference. That's the difference. Some folk do wrong, I'm out. I see y'all. Man ain't finna be talking to me like that. I'm tell you that now. Why the man talking to you any kind of way? Why would I be talking to you any kind of way? What you said that be? You said for the fun of it. So you won't take no correction. Then you got to pay. You don't take it on this side, you don't get it from him on the other. And you're going to suffer before then. You know what be the difference? Just say I skadoodle on out of him now. I don't take no correction. But I get to play. I get fun. I get to get it. And then I just got to deal with it later. Sad part is, you still got to suffer him. So I'm saying, where's the win at? It ain't like I shoot out. At least if I can now it's like it's on. Ain't nothing gonna happen to my health. I still get to keep my goods. I still get to play for a long time. Now I still gotta burn later, but I'm looking at all this time I get. It's that I made this move, he's still recompensing. And he not done yet. Like he ain't done yet. He ain't done. That's the part you gotta look at. Then you say, you know what? I gotta get my life together. I got to try to get back. He said you can't make it back. You turned your foot away. You put your hand to the plow and you look back. That's why he do it. Let me tell you why you look at this as con. There's some people had the opportunity to mess up, make mistakes, and he allowed them to recover. There's some people that mess up, made some mistake, he don't let them recover. And you know why he do that? Let you see that should have been you. That's why I'm appreciative. I should have been cut off a long time ago. The fact he gave it to me and won't give it to somebody else, it's scary. You said two people beside each other, you say, I forget him, I'll never forget you. And you did the same thing. And you say, that's too close and too scary. That's too close and too scary. How many of y'all should have been cut off? There's some folk cut off he ain't gonna never take back. Y'all understand that? And he allowed us this opportunity. That's why I'm saying that he shouldn't get nothing but our best. Man, people whole life, you think about this. You got this clown Trump. President of the United States. What other high seat can you get in that? What, Secretary of State? Congressman? Senator? Police officer? Chief of police? Highest seat you got. Come Tuesday, he got to turn himself in and get fingerprinted. 30 indictments. There's no way he getting out of 30 indictments and they all felonies. One, we can manipulate it, plead, do something. We're talking about 30 plus felonies. That's only for his corporation. We're not even dealing with the election now. We're not dealing with the fact that he's the aggravator, reason why these people went to Washington cut the fool. We're only dealing with the 30 plus charges of fraud with his business. And he's going to New York Supreme Court. He's going to New York highest court. These are problems. You know what that man got to be looking at now? Them folks he helped go to jail in New York, them boys at that park. Now you're a criminal. Oh, you got to white folks, you're going to repent what you've done. That man has sat here and ran here. Oh, he's bragged on the police in our legal system. Now we're going to watch this great legal system work for you, sir. We're going to watch this system he's bragging on, the police he support, put the cuff. What they say he ain't going to be cuffed. You got to give him that. But your hand is going to be fingerprinted. You're going to have to take a mug shot. You ain't getting out of this. And you're going to have to appear in court. And you're going to have to answer the 30 felonies plus. There is no way he walking out 30 felonies. So I tell everybody right now, get you plenty buckets of water. That place finna burn. He had called for them again to come out support. He know he finna burn. Made no mistake. They're going to have the military on ready for him. They didn't make that move and it wasn't calculated. He had no idea. They calculated too. They know what side everybody on. They know exactly. They don't realize. See, this is the thing what people don't realize with America. You showed your hand one time. You showed your hand in Washington, D.C. Made no mistake. They never showed you theirs. You think that he thinking he going to walk up there and go to that court and them people are going to pop up and them people ain't already got plan in play. Y'all will see something different. Them white folk going to realize something and what's going to really hurt him. A lot of them folk that were sitting out there, he burned them and left them out there. A lot of them already, when they pleaded, they told them, the president told me to come. And they saw he left them out there. That's why he had to try to tell them, when I'm elected, I'm going to give pardons to him. He's not doing it. He's just a liar. He what he always been and what they been and said they were kids and since we met them, liars. He put those people out there. All they were just innocent, working, hard-working people, just had a different way of believing how the country should have went. And he bought a bad bill of goods. And they believe he really cared about them. He could help them. Man, don't care about poor people. Never cared about them. You don't become a billionaire because you care about poor people. You become a billionaire because you step on the top of poor people. Well, you people that are idiots, of course you'll believe he care about poor people. Just like Bill Gates going to give away all his money before he die. I mean, I'm sure this got to be, I mean, you bust your behind to sacrifice to get all the money in the world so I can go back and give it out to people. Where are these people? Have you met them? Why we can't get it? Why you ain't call me?
That's right. That's right.
Why y'all buy these lies that these white folks keep telling you? Whether it's Jeff Bezos, yeah, by the time I die, I'm looking to have given all my, to who? They giving their money to idiots, people that don't exist, people we know nothing about, who not trying to give it back to you. It never reaches your hands. All these people give you broken promises. Time to look to Yahuwah. Stop letting people make a fool out of you. Nobody owes you nothing at this point. It's just time for everybody to just come together and start making your way. I try to get y'all to do that too. I tell y'all before. I tell y'all this all the time. I try to get y'all to work with me. You just hard. But it ain't every one of y'all. Please. Y'all know I ain't talking about every one of y'all individuals. Terrible people. Terrible people as a whole. Just terrible people. Any way you can connive and scheme to get around, to try to sneak around and take or see me short to get it, you'll do it. Listen, y'all just don't know. These people, y'all know what keep me standing? He look out for me like he did your cold. I ain't lying. Y'all laboring. Y'all will take from me. Y'all will steal from me. It wasn't for y'all, me and my family, we wouldn't have clothes in our bed. You know what they say? Now that's a real preacher. You'll take everything I had. You'll try to take me down. But it wasn't for Yahuwah. Listen, Abraham, Yaakov, and Yasakar. These people won't see me with nothing. You'll take, it's in your heart to do it. But that's fine. You keep it that way. Because it ain't hard to make sure I keep striving. He got to. But it had to work that way. See, you have to have people that work against you in order for things to work for you. Y'all see how I come in and break down and tell how I can't hardly make it? How the hell, y'all not having that time I pray that I'm going to quit and give up. Shoot, I ain't getting up but stronger. I build off your hate. Make me stronger. Keep me pushing. That's how I keep me pushing, keep me going. That's my aggravator to keep me going, how to keep it moving. Oh yeah, people working against life. I won't want it for everybody. A lot of folks, it'll break it down, it'll kill you. Oh man, make it run off somewhere, just stop. Not me. No sir, I had to keep moving. Had to keep going, 'cause I know somebody want to be saved. And you ain't gonna do it without no opposition. This is what a lot of people don't realize. Let me tell you something. You'll struggle, you'll suffer. There'll be a lot of unanswered questions while you're going through. But if you wait him out, he'll answer it all. That's for somebody. That ain't for everybody. You're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. You're going to have to go through. You don't have to. Ain't nobody going to do it without it. Everybody has to do it. But after a while, when he can bring you through it, he'll answer all those questions. I don't have no unanswered questions no more. I did. I had a lot of unanswered questions. Had a lot of things I wondered about and tried to figure out. That's because I was going through and I couldn't see my way through it. But after he bring you out of it, it all makes sense. See, he didn't make me for me. He made me because somebody that's coming through, they're going to look for a reason to quit, and I won't be the person to give it to them. If you let somebody tell you about quitting and giving up, you won't get it from me. That's right. You won't be getting it from me. You won't get no excuses from me for nothing. That's just bottom line. I just ain't got the time to do it. I just know what I got to do at the end of the day. You can do like a whole lot of other people and quit, but they start doing something else. You got to remember, folks, you only got one time you're going through and it's your life. You can't afford to get this wrong. You just cannot afford to get it wrong. That's what I'm saying. Me either. I can't afford to get this wrong. I can't take a chance at just chancing it and just try to do something and maybe it's okay. I got to make sure I got this right. So it's a lot of opposition come at you when you're trying to do right. A lot of finances, the struggles, the heartaches, the weariness. I had stuff hit me, man. It's like you just got picked up and just dropped off a building out of nowhere. What you do, you get dropped off a building. What do you do? I'm talking about before you hit the ground. What do you do? You're trying to grab, and you can see the bottom, and it's like, I know it. This is it. It meant to bring you through. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. And it just can make your heart stop. I've seen it. I've been through it. I had to deal with it. I had to deal with all eyes on me for Tupac. All eyes on me. People waiting on me to fail. People waiting on me to fall. People waiting on me to quit. People lie on you. People take from you. Everything. Just everything you do. And you know what? He still keep you going. I didn't know why, though. I really didn't. I didn't know why. You know what I thought? If you do good, if you did, people will like you. And people hate you. The average person miserable. The average person is miserable. They don't like to see people making it. They don't like to see people keep pushing because then they get them no excuse. I'm telling you, they go to people. Like being positive, that don't work for people. People don't like that. What you doing being positive? I'm not a positive person. I don't want to hear that. That's why people don't like Yahushua. He went around doing too. Anytime you're doing good, people don't want to see you doing good. I'm just being honest with y'all. Don't it ain't just out there. It be people here. People don't. You be man. There's a lot of negative energy people put out there do, but you gotta have. You think about it. You gotta have it. Go try to crank your car with 2 positives. Gotta have a negative. That's why I'm still going. I use that negative with my positive. That thing just fuel me. That's all it do. Go pop it. Go take it. Get both of you on and put both of them on the positive and try to crank your car. Stick it on that negative. Watch that spark and crank up. Got to get that negative. Got to have it. That being honest, I want to help y'all out. And help y'all out of helping me out. Stop letting things distort you and push out. Wait your time, your day, and watch how it come back around. Believe me, your time coming. It's going to come. I ain't talking about for nothing negative. Your time coming. You got to put it in, though. Yeah. See, for when I remember when I was 26. When I changed my life to turn around for the better to do too. And you would think things would just come to you. Things would just come to you. Things got harder. Because I had to learn a whole different way of doing things versus how I seen things and how things done. There's a lot of things you had to put in. People talking about putting in your time. I was like, I had no time to be trying to put no time. I got stuff I got to do. I got a family. I got stuff that I got time to put no time. I need things to happen for me now and let you realize it ain't time. But I didn't understand a lot of things at that time. I really didn't. I seen other people had, evolved and things happened for them, and when it's like, why that couldn't be me? But then I had to look at the time those people had put in. Those people had worked a job longer than I was living. And here I was, I wanted to be where they were at. I hadn't put nothing in. You got what I'm saying? But I was looking at what they had. I need to be there. I was like, if I was there, I would be better. I didn't look at what they put in to get there, and I didn't look at what else they had involved in their life to be where they were at. What they compromised, what they may have gave into, what they sold out for. So it's a lot of things you have to put in because there's a lot of variable about things that you see. And you have to consider everything you're doing now, you got to put your time in. Before he come and he start putting things in your hand, he got to say how honored you are with what he give you. See, a lot of people only with him because of what they got. Believe me when I tell you that, a lot of people. When they lose what they got, whether it's their marriage, their kids, their finances, any of that stuff, health, people give up on it. So he got to test you to see where you're at. Just got to see where you're at. A lot of people, stuff get better, I serve him better. I had that, I used to say that. Man, I said, man, I had all my bill stuff, man, I could serve him better. You know what I was trying to say that for? That was for me. I was saying that. If I got more, if I ain't had, because I look at it, if I ain't had to worry about no bills, I ain't had to worry about getting to go to work, I ain't had to worry about this, then I could give him more of my time. Them lies. He done heard them lies. People had to still do their job and still serve him. That's just bottom line. It's a system. You got to be able to balance. When those people, when Nakum Yah built the wall, what those people had in their hand? And, can you imagine that? Can you build a wall with a sword in your hand? You got a sword in your hand. You like, if I ain't have to build a wall, I'd be ready to fight. You want to build that wall, you'd have been thrown that away. That's all you did, tell lies. Isn't that right? You put that sword down, you stop working. That's all you got to do. You got to be able to work, and you still got to be able to defend. That's it. Don't get out of your mind. I just wait on the day when I ain't going to have to do nothing. That's going to be when you're in the grave. Because Yahushua said he had to work while it was young. He said when the night comes, he said nobody can't work in it later. So while he said with him, he look at, I got to keep working. Isn't that right? When they told him, the hero was seeking him, said, man, I ain't going to kill you. He said, go tell him. He said, I got to work today and tomorrow. Isn't that right? He said, the day following. Go and tell him, listen, and tell him I'm still working. I'm still performing. He said, I got to perform. Everyone. And the man was seeking their life. Somebody seeking your life, you trying to work. There's a dude getting ready to come. Who in him? You getting ready to perform. You finna perform. We're going to get Val and get a perform. And somebody come here, they finna blow your brains out. How you finna perform? Very distracted. See, that's true. There's somebody lie at them. I ain't going to worry about it. I'll blow their brains out right now. Tell the police they ain't charged. I just want to show them they was a liar. You're exactly right. That's human nature. Why wouldn't I be distracted? I'm trying to serve you, and I'm dealing with something on the way after me. That's the kind of system he got. You know what y'all look at? Well, I'm going through stuff. Then he said, you have to still do what you're supposed to do. I still got a work to put in your hand. You can't deviate from the work. That's the problem we got. You want everything when it's comfortable for you. Listen, I done had to work through and past dealing with stuff. Past dealing with stuff. Listen, it's one thing when you know what people are thinking. It's another thing when you got stuff going in your mind. You know what you're dealing with, and you're on top of dealing with what people are thinking. And I'm getting up. I got to get rid of preaching. I got to make tapes, make videos. And then I got to put all that. Listen, I just put all that aside. Like I said, lay aside every weight. I don't have a video that I'm making. I just broke down and just said, cut it off. I can't do it. Now, my mind, racing. My mind, get up and just tell them just go home. We'll do it again next week. But what it was, you got to work through it. If you can't work through this, I can't use you. Can you imagine that? You got your own hurt, your own stuff, and you got something telling you, if you can't work through it, I can't use you. You thinking, but if you can't work through it, I can't use you. That's a unique job. It's a unique job. People don't realize that. Now, everybody don't do it well. It's unfortunate. There's some people taking these jobs and they use to manipulate people out their money, manipulate people into sex, manipulate kids and having sex with kids, or manipulate to use homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate people have done that. But then people have to ask themselves, how did you actually get yourself tied into that? What were you looking for? Come on, folks. There's a lot of variables people have to sit down and consider. Well, are you really, because when you really got your mind set on living right, he'll show you. Like they tell you, oh, I'm telling you, y'all don't know that man. That man, the devil himself. God showed it to me. I ain't going to be able to hide it so long. You ain't going to be able to hide it so long. That's all. You ain't going to be able to hide it so long. He got to come. How many of y'all been showed up? And for some reason, he won't do it for me. Don't let that people make no fool out of you. It's a fight. It's a struggle. So I tell you that because you know what you're in for. Listen, you can have it one way, then you can come and change it. I just got to see how you still work. Because anybody can work for them when things clicking, when things popping, when ain't no problem, ain't no shit. Who can't do it? What are you really doing? It takes something though when you got opposition. It takes something when you got everybody against you. It takes something when everybody trying to tell you to stop, you going the wrong way, and you know you're only doing the right thing. You know what? In your own mind, people can think you can be sad. People can come and people can really put a lot on you that'll make you even question yourself. Oh, yeah, it's natural. It happens. Y'all don't think that happens? Yes. They just see me where they see me, the person, nothing happens, nothing go on. Preacher don't let nothing stop it. It's a fight. Yeah. It's a fight. It's a fight. I used to get up, man, my blood pressure had me in my head, be hurting me so bad. Sometimes I wouldn't even tell if I had to get up my I used to tell him, I used to say, just let me get through with this. I said, just let me get through with it. Just let me finish this. That's it. I wouldn't even tell nobody. I'd be hurting. I just said, just let me get through with it. Instead of some saying, you need to go and go to the hospital. I said, let me just get through what I'm doing. And he just worked out and get me on through it. Because you got to be able to fight through sometime yourself. I tell you that because I know a lot of y'all, you can't. You'll find an excuse. And y'all have to forgive me sometimes. It's hard for me to understand it. It's really hard for me to understand it. When people tell me stuff, it's just hard for me to understand it. Because all I look at, that's all I know. You have to fight through it. I mean, it's still come. It happened. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get no, you know, you be looking for maybe some play of music or sound or maybe someone whisper something in your ear. No, you got the word. What I need to give you the word for, you keep waiting on these whispers for. You keep waiting on these music. You keep waiting on Tinkerbell to land on your shoulder. What's the purpose of the word? Or you actually think I'm going to follow the word when Tinkerbell lands on my shoulder, tell me everything I need to know? I ain't reading no book. What I'm looking for a book. I'm waiting. Send Tinkerbell. It's because regardless of what we go through, you still have to be dependent upon the word. Nothing's going to change. Listen, regardless, if you look, just send me a sign. Let me see. That's what I gave you the word for. If you understood, if you were taught, if you were limited, if you were actually set yourself up to follow it as a lifestyle, you'll trust him. You'll understand. A lot of things you're not going to understand, you'll leave it in your mind to figure it out. Like they say, I'll figure it out. No, you won't. You can't figure it out. It's an Elohim. How could you figure it out? If it's an Elohim, when your figure never made any sense. See, but won't we say that? I never mind how I figure it out. That makes sense? You're going to figure yourself conclude yourself right into some more problems. You got to come back to him. That's why he let these things happen. Got to come back and seek him. Got to keep looking to him. I don't want to just look like I'm a burden. I want to look like I can do some of my own. Yep, you real stupid. No, I can't do nothing on our own. That man, you didn't believe it. He told up Mathilda, he said, without me, you can do nothing. When they went out and they came back, they were rejoicing. They said, you know, even the Shadim subject us, he said, I held them back. Shot them in the foot. They would come back, they were happy. You see that? Give me that. Shut them niggas. Listen, we shut them down, dog. He said, I held them back. Crush them, let them know. You can't do nothing without me. That's why I'm him. I need him. I'd be a fool to think I could take off from him. I'd be a fool to think I can get away from him. I'd be like you. I'd be like you. I think I can hide from him. I'd be just like you. Because that's how you done set your life up, that you're going to hide from him. You have a secret way and you're going to do things, and it's not going to be secret. He's going to make it reveal. Y'all hear me? That's why it's just better just get it right. Get it right, get this thing right, get this Zamar right, get this performing right when we do it, because it's about him. Y'all got it. Everybody, me, I mean, no different. I just go out and close the door. So it just sounds stupid, just let him keep going. But it's about him. He want it. Y'all got great talent. I done told y'all that. All of y'all, even the white, you're a good writer. He's a really good writer too. I can't think of any of y'all that ain't got no talent here, do they? Hey! He done came back here. He don't know. He ain't know. He got it. Something wrong with y'all. I like y'all. No, y'all got real talent. People, y'all just don't know it. Why y'all ain't out the way y'all need to be out there? Your head blew up. A lot of y'all to sell out. Y'all got talent. Don't think you ain't. Let me tell you something. These folks out here not right like y'all right. These people paying people to write. These people don't let anybody fool you. Ain't even so many words you can use. All they doing is take the same beat, throw something in and move it around some kind of way. After a while you run out. After a while they're gonna hit them. It's the same beat. Eventually people run out. And they ain't even saying nothing. Whole bunch of songs saying nothing. And that's my jam. What he saying? Nothing. Come and tell you, y'all know why they ain't saying nothing. Because everything to be said already been said before them songs. What you finna say new and alone in a love song? Man done said 1 in a million. Love 100 ways. How many more ways is it? What you gonna come with 101? They already did that. They made the Dalmatian. What you gonna do? Luther done told you about a house in every room, a chair and all. What you finna tell us? The folk done sung everything. Talking about hearing it, nigga, I heard it through the grapevine. These folk done sung it. Told you what time they gonna get here on that midnight train to Georgia. Huh? What these folk talking about? The folk done sung it. Huh? And when they got through with you, they roll you over and left you wet. B.B. King told you the thrill is gone. Anybody say it like B.B. in it? B.B. done told the thrill is gone. Huh? Niggas sit around and say, Al Green done told you love and happiness. Chris, come get yourself a check. Come on, Chris, get yourself a check. He got in that other spirit. Man said, make you come home, not early. That make you come home early. Man, I told you what time to come home. These folks ain't talking about nothing. They just wasting time, getting beat, rattling around, talking about nothing. Man, got time to waste the song talking about pissing on women. Man, you ain't even talking about nothing. Woman ought to cut it off. Ought to dump her boyfriend. That's the only thing he got around, live around, talking about pissing on you on a minute and 37-second song. Dump that nigga. I'm just telling the truth. These folks, listen, y'all got, I'm telling you, y'all got talent. Y'all put together all this stuff y'all got. What y'all, man, y'all saying something. These folks know it. These folks don't want y'all out here. Y'all don't really know. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what these folks do. They ain't got to tell me I know what they do. You know what these jokers do? They listen to all these different folks' stuff and they picking up key phrases. I ain't no fool. I know what they do. Y'all have no idea. These guys know they're not relevant. What street you on? My time in the street was 84 up to 96. Man, nigga don't even say that stuff no more. Man, it's hot. Nigga do that, they cut the air on. Right? Folks ain't talking like that, man. Folks, man, time done changed, the zone changed. These niggas as old as I am. You ain't got nothing to do. Shut your mouth. That's right. Never been in no street before. That's right. Folks sitting around here making up stuff. They listen to other folks' stuff. Yep. They listen around here and catch. Let me tell you something. These jokers on these website listening for these guys out here who ain't got no contract because you can't sue them. They know you possibly ain't covered your end. They gonna get your stuff and they gonna come back and throw it around and use it. All right. I remember they came out on NBA came out with that beat. Breezy came with that beat. Came out, brought that back out. What that? Nobody know. I hadn't heard that, and they came out with it. Playing it. I said, you think they listen to Breezy? These folks listen. Y'all know they pay people. Newspaper, dictionary, they pay people to sit around, and all these people do is read books, watch TV, and listen to music to see what words are being used. Most of y'all wouldn't know that. They are paid. That's how you do a dictionary when you can't find words. They are paid to read magazines, read books, watch TV, listen to stuff to see what words are being used because it make a difference where they're going to put it back in the dictionary. That's why you look at dictionary every year, they got a different. Why would you be making it? It's the same words. Or is it? You got to do the same thing. How you think they stay relevant? They'll never tell you that. These folks, let me tell you something. Y'all know how many folk come out here and trying to make it, send these guys their CDs? Get it in, throw it away. Because I got what I need off of it. Mixed up and changed it up. You gave me another hook. You never catch it. Just like The Matrix. The lady wrote The Matrix. She ain't found out that they were writing about Matrix 6. Think about the third Matrix. Y'all, she wrote that. Didn't even know that was her movie. Her friend told her. Say, you know that's your movie. She sued them. You wouldn't even know about it. They stole it. Get what she did. Sent it in for them to read it. I tell you another way to get screwed. That inventing thing. You send your invent. You know how many folks stuff they stole? I got a friend, he came out with the shoe buddy. Put some on the side of your shoe because people who drive the left side of the shoe get scraped up from being on the side because you constantly mashing the gas and brake. And he came up with that. He ain't got a dime from it. They waiting on you, stupid. You just inventor help. Send your invention in. You just told me you don't know what you're doing. You sent it to me. You don't know how to copyright. I get it, play with it, figure out how to shoot it right, shoot it back. Don't do it, it's stupid. It's already out. Beat you every time. They wait on these folks. You think I'm helping you? I'm going to get paid. I'm just, for what made me want to help you? I want to help you because of what? These folks beat you every time. They make you like you the dumb stupid when you can't. That's where they get their stuff from us. Because nobody try to help you. Everybody try to beat you. Nobody try to tell you the truth. When people tell you the truth, your feelings get hurt. So you know they realize, why tell them the truth? Tell them a lie. They love you when you tell them a lie. Look how many artists get screwed every time they come out here. Every new artist coming here, they get screwed, don't they? Because the people that screw them, I got screwed. That's the initiation. It's like coming through a fraternity. You getting this paddling. Everybody run you through the same. Nobody look and say, nah, we don't need to do that. I went through that. I ain't no need to put them through that. Just go and bring them through. You ain't going to be able to do it. You have to give up something. Everybody beat you out here. You thinking people trying to help you, people beat you. That's why you got to form you a union. You got to form you a clique with some people that can watch you and say, I got your back. That's how they do it. You're the only people around here by yourself. Let me tell you something. People out here are successful. Go find which one of these people successful ain't in no group by themselves. They're going to join the Knights, a Mason, Eastern Star. They're going to join a fraternity. Watch these people. Every one of these folks. Go find the 100 black men and see what they're a member of. Why you think all of them together? They ain't no fool. And they growing. They got way more than 100. They call themselves 100. They way more and they got more power. They got chapters now. And they spread. But you start out, everybody got lone gunmen. See how many people lone gunmen kill? They get killed. It ain't hard to catch them. Shots coming from right over there. Kill them. Every time. You don't never make it. But whatever reason, y'all got this smart brain that's going to work out for you, lone gunmen. Lone gunmen get taken down all the time. You got to use your head. You got to form a lead. That's how you make it out here. Abraham went over into a foreign land and he kept to himself. He said, you know what? Elohim told me to leave from my daddy's house. I stay right here by myself. I don't talk to nobody. I don't deal with nobody. I don't mess with nobody, so nobody don't mess with me. How many of y'all know that story? Why y'all don't know that story? What did Abraham do when he went down? He made a league with him. And when his nephew Luke and them got captured, they went with him to help capture, and he brought back all the good. What if he did like you? Now, let's see now. He did that with some people that didn't even come out under the same barrel he was with. They were already down. How is it you don't have no agreement with the people that got the same belief? Repeat that to me. I is, not I ain't. I is a diamond. That's all it is. Don't make no sense. Got a book that told you whatever written the 4th time written for you. What was it? I don't learn nothing. See, you read, you don't read with no understanding. I try to help y'all out. I'm really trying to help y'all. All you got to do is just say, well, that's it. Is he talking or do you know what he's talking about? I think I know what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. Proof in the pudding. Folk following me. Who following you? Nobody. That's all you got to do now. Think about it. You got all that sense, all that knowledge, and all this stuff you can do, and ain't nobody following you. Why is that, I wonder? Why you can't convince nobody to follow you? Haven't been proven. All stuff you done tested with yourself. Ain't that right? Hit yourself in on. I can take a punt. Let me hit you in your eye and see. How hard you think I'm gonna hit myself? That's your test? Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Let that man test you so you know you be fit for the journey. You don't want to get out here and you wind up making a fool out yourself at the last minute. Don't y'all know that thing closing up now? That time is so fucked up. I can't express. We have never seen the world where it's at. Do y'all understand that? We've never seen this. Quit making a fool out yourself because the sun's shining. No one has ever seen this. The market is terrible. Do you understand? That's how countries move. This is how they operate, is from the market. The market is terrible. Trade is almost impossible. Man, they got more weapons and nuclear weapons. Man, y'all know Russia just put nukes in Belarus. Did y'all know that? Yes, sir. They just put nuclear weapons in Belarus. Belarus also sits and border Poland, because they pissed Poland sent those planes over. The U.S. has nukes over there. Do y'all know that? No, sir. They put nukes in those NATO countries. These people have moved in a whole different direction, and people ain't paying attention. United Nations so messed up, they don't know what to do. These people are moving nuclear weapons. They have them set up. Russia let them know, we just stand on ready. Nuclear weapon, this is serious business when people start moving nuclear weapons. Yeah. This is very serious. Yes, sir. And these people want to convince you, get ready for Easter. Because they don't need you to panic. They need you to think things about Monday morning. Man, all this stuff will be over. These folks done push level. Listen, countries are already breaking off with each other. Brazil and China just agreed on getting rid of the dollar. Brazil got the Amazons. This is serious. Do y'all know how many countries are getting rid of the American dollar? Y'all don't actually think America going for that, do you? Not at all. African countries just came out. I saw them on the news. They just told them, said, listen, said, we're sick of the U.S. coming here and keep talking about how bad Russia and China is. They said, we're not stupid. Yes, you are, though. I wouldn't say, yes, you are stupid. You stupid for making any deals with white people, Chinese people, Indian people, and don't make them with your own. Yes, Africa is very stupid. They have no business making no deal with nobody till they can learn how to work together with themselves. That made no sense. That's retarded. Why am I making a deal with Indian people instead of looking at all these countries combined got everything they need? I have no reason to make any deal they make with white people and Chinese people involve things leaving from Africa. Nothing's leaving from Russia and China. Nothing's leaving. What's going to leave from America? What are we going to give up for Africa? Africa's going to give up oil. Africa's going to give up wealth. Africa's going to give up food. Africa's going to give up minerals, resources. America ain't giving up nothing. Nothing. Chinese people ain't giving up nothing. So, yes, Africa is very stupid. I need my people to get better sense. And I want to be a helper to my people. A keeper line needs me. We need a keeper line. We need to fix ourselves, the mother creation. He asked me about that. He was saying, I keep a line. That's how that's the mother creation. It's because they shorten the maps to make Africa, what they call Africa, smaller than what it is. What they call the Middle East is all encompassed in a keeper line. That's why you could call it the mother creation, because it encompasses all that. Now, when they got the maps, anytime when you lose and they invade you and beat you, I just redraw the line. Why y'all think he told her not to remove the old landmark? Right. That's why we got so many problems. That's why so many reasons we fighting each other, because people don't know what side regions really were. See, the way they show it to you, we all look stupid. You look at a map, they're giving you something that they drawn up on themselves. They redraw maps and district lines. But look, they do what? They do the same thing in here. They'll redraw lines. How many times they do that? They either get rid of somebody, they say we got too many representatives, or we need to add. What they do? Redraw the lines. Where y'all think this came from? So now they keep condensing down a keeper line to make it look smaller and smaller, so you look dumber and dumber when you try to say Yasharal, all that region is in a keeper line. Look at this map. Where you get this stupid stuff from? No, you the one stupid. Where you get this map from? When have you been outside that planet and look down and you can see it? You tell me it lines in the ground if you look up in the air. If I put, you can see lines in the ground separating all the land. All things separating the rivers and water. And with that, some of the places aren't smaller. In that one Pacific area you might see cut out, it might be 4 or 5 countries in there. Don't believe these people. These people tell you anything. I don't listen to these people. These people, listen, they recite stuff and tell you stuff to dumb you down. I refuse to listen to them or their words. These are words they create and put definitions to. So even you play with their etymology. These people go back. When did you even learn about etymology? Ain't been that many. These folks might have known 10 or 15 years, but it dates back further than that. So when did they actually come up with etymology? So you tell me the day I used the word, somebody wrote it down and put a date to it. Aren't. 2023, March 31st. Seriously? Are we seriously that stupid? They could put a projected date, but you can put an actual date on when every word was used and when it came out. I don't believe what these people say. Don't believe them. They lie. No more they got a time period of when all this stuff's supposed to happen. I don't believe these people. I believe that we dated things because it made sense. We had to keep up with certain things, just like when creation started. And when man started doing things, these were events. It makes sense. When they wrote, they would tell you who was in and what yard it was in. And they were timelining off of other things to where, guess what? The events make sense. It's recorded other things happening. You can see other, we intertwine in with other existing goyim at the time. The Medes, the Persians. We didn't know nothing about, I didn't know nothing about no Iranians with no Persians. Nobody never told me no stuff like that. Well, you asked me what Iranian was. Iranian, I guess. What else would it be? They didn't tell, nobody has their original name. Nobody. All these folk right here talking about they Moors. These people don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. And I with one, now with, go ahead and say something stupid out your mouth like that. Be slapped in your mouth. Don't even know what a damn Moor is. That's a low-lying area. These folks don't even know what they believe. The folks were Berber. That was an insult when they called you a Moor. These folks, listen, they never gave you anything. It was to insult you calling yourself a Moor. You never got that name from you. You were named a Moor by Christians. Moors are Muslim. That's from the northern parts of what you call Africa. Most of these people don't even know that. They just be saying stuff. And they dumber. I'm a Moor. Yeah, you more stupid, more dumber, more fatter, more retarded than anybody I know. You definitely more. Make no sense. These folks they just made a fool out of us. I'm getting ready to let them sound their cartosa wrong. The moral of the story is, time to serve Yahuwah right. All right, come on. I'm thinking about something. And you got Russia and China trying to make all these deals with a Keebalon. Why they ain't trying to make no deals with you? Nobody make no deal with you. Nobody. They know what happened when we get on our feet. They already know what happened. They'll help a Keebalon because a Keebalon don't know the detriment of them. Those people have no idea about the detriment of dealing with white people. They just know how to deal with them. And that put them in a bad situation. They put them at a disadvantage when they do business with them. Because they feel like they fair, square dealing, and that's not the truth. Now, people don't like it, but the truth is what's going to set us free. That's why he wants us to know it. That's the truth. We'd be the biggest help a Keebalon ever get. If any country if they were actually honest and fair and balanced, they'll tell the truth and what part they played in it. That's it. All of them come out. They won't never tell the whole truth. Russia won't come out and say, oh, they having sex with them kids. It had to leak out some other way because your hand is tied somewhere. Why wouldn't you come out and say it? Just tell us everybody flat. You got your own news station. So I got them kids they having sex with them. All these people, China too, all them have child sex in them. All these people the same. All them kids get abused. Africa, everybody had the same stuff. Abuse kids, have sex with kids, rape women. Everybody do the same thing. And that's sad. That's why they can all make deals together. See, people that stand, I try to call on white people, black people, Asian people, Chinese people, they're gonna refer to Asian. That's what I refer to everybody that region, but just everybody to get together for the truth, for the might. So we get together, a lot of this stuff we could stop. Why these folk playing around, it's at everybody else's expense. That whole little charade they're doing about running Trump through there, who y'all think they gonna hurt? Come Tuesday, y'all don't think they finna be a mess? They're going to use this to tell a lie. This is how the money got messed up. This is how they can. All they're going to do is steal and lie. Trump, whole thing is a distraction. These people are doing something else. They're going to be the expensive people. Y'all will see it. Anytime you stand against these people and tell the truth, your life on the line. Yes, sir. Y'all have no idea. Listen, let me tell you something. Why y'all think these preachers rather tell you lies? You hear the down here, it's safe. It's safe. You can live longer. They'll let you do more. They'll protect you. They'll help you cover up as long as you don't cross them. Look how they helped Eddie Long got all those years. Them boy got paid $14 million. He never went to jail. Money stolen from the church, put in the red. He was never prosecuted or sued. Church paid it. Then Brian Cade, Mary, all of them were there. All these folk helped support it and put it, so said. So it's been said. I don't put no trust in none of these people. Let me tell you something. Let one of these kids go in here and say I'm molesting them. I ain't getting you a dime. And I'm going to put my foot in your behind. They're going to be your molester. They were telling lies. Right. They charge me for that one now. Right. Having doodle on my foot. Right. Telling no lie on me. Little bad kid. Trying here getting no money, no $14,000. Man, play. They ain't never seen no $14 million worth of booty. That's retarded. No good and well he slept with them boys. The people I do feel sorry for that whole situation, his kids. The fact thing about them kids, no doubt defending their daddy, going through life, having to deal with that, how folks look at you. People blame you, they'll blame the kids instead of the rotten father. Or the only people I felt sorry for. The wife, no, don't feel sorry for either. You stayed there with that old doo-doo ding-a-ling. Should have got it. Right. Sitting around there with a bed full of doo-doo ding-a-ling. No, good and well you sick. I wouldn't forgive her. Think about me, I'm like, you knew daddy was having sex with his kid, you were landing him with him? You just the dangerous he is. These folks, they don't care. You know women tell like, I was a victim too. Now if you had no doo-doo ding-a-ling, you were party to it. Man, go there and wash your boot, I mean your ding-a-ling. Well, good and well. Man, that's sitting with a brown pickle laid up in the bed. That bad what happened to them kids here. Done shame what happened to that dog. We don't want to talk about that. Peter be looking for you. Kind of hoping the dog didn't get to Peter. All right, this is 15-4. You got to watch a group want to run around and call themselves Peter anyway. Mm-hmm. Ain't that right? You know, Sam, man, you want Peter bread. That's it. Say it again. They can change that bread to something else. Just give me that, roll them up.
That's right.
You know, you don't know where a man coming from. He tell you want on Peter bread. You better be thinking. You better looking for eyes next time they be ask you that. All right now. Man, around to get more than what you bargained for now. Man, holler this one on me. All right, this is. We might use something a little more. I know for the Old Testament, I mean, cause we had to find like which one read kind of a little easier. For the Old Testament, the first Berith, I call it, the first covenant. They can look at probably what the Tanakh. It read plain. Have we seen the Tanakh before? How's it read? Because where the Tanakh read, well, I try to get where it read plain enough because I know we can work this too, but then we got to, because what happened when you, sir? Basic, but to accuracy. You got me? The only reason why I say that, I don't want to lose them in translation. Basic. I'm about to work. I mean, what do we put up that we're going to work it? We talking about let go. What are you talking about let go? You just going to be sitting talking about, that's right. You going to be on secondary repeat, ain't it? Well, I want to get something that work easier for us at the same time, allow us to still stay within accuracy and make sure we don't miss. Because the only thing, too, what you find with James, we kind of used in common to James, but then when you look at other translation, the way they'll word, it'll word to where it makes better sense. Sometimes the way how they wrote, and because of old English is broken, it'll say things that sometimes you will assume it's saying something he actually ain't saying. Y'all got what I'm saying? So that's the thing you have to do when you're dealing with the broken English. Sometimes in the newer revised versions will come in and they'll be so plain, you'll miss the gist of some things. So it's kind of one of the things where it's a balancing act to where you want the amat is what we're trying to get, and get to the purest form of the amat that we can get without inaccuracies or other people's interpretations. Because again, when you translate, there's a lot of things you have to really make sure that you very fluent. You have to really be very fluent in the language you're speaking as well as the language you're trying to translate. You can't be, I know some Spanish. No. You got to understand all of the disciplines of why. And when you start dealing with things, especially from a religious aspect, we have to make sure you understand customs. Because a lot of things that you'll try to write and you'll try to translate, you'll do it based off of how you do. So you say, well, I know how I do it, and that's not custom. You have to understand there are things that are custom, and you need to know how things are done. You got it? Otherwise, you'll mess up. Y'all got it? So we'll look at something and we'll try to consider. Let's see something right quick. Let's come on. For everything written, Katab.
In the past. Katab Talamadus.
To teach us, to show us, and instruct us.
So that with the Nakum of the Tanakh.
Encouragement.
We might patiently hold on to our Yakal.
Okay. Try to keep us from letting go. Okay. Kind of take it like a lifeline. Let me see how to come up. Look and see. Let me see. See if there's Beth, second, Mal-Akim, Kings, 17, 15, maybe. Something come to my mind. Let me see that what I want. Let me see. Beth, second, what they'll call Second Kings, I think it is. We'll see, that's what I want. I'm gonna get a picture of that board. I'm gonna rewrite this, because we have some arbitrary words in here. It's still work for me, because I wanna make sure everybody get their checks. I'm gonna get a name over here, get them going. Uncle Ted, you can get some more checks, and you kind of look like you being held up. I mean, you ain't done nothing now, but it's still early. So make sure, because Meeks got one of your checks. Or did you get one of Meeks' check that time? Did you get one of Meeks' check? You got one of his checks? Yes, sir. Okay, we'll make sure you keep that. No, we make sure you keep that one. Let's see. That's not what I want. See if it's first. See if that, Olive, Mal-Akim. Possibly not, but let me see. Not 19, 17. You see 19 right now? Come on closer. Come over here and look at it. No, come up here and look at it. Come on. So you can see it. Huh? No, come up here. No, come over here and look at it. No, come close. They're like a 17 right now.
That's the one beside.
The one. Get that pen and put that check up there. Right up here. You know he can't be no better than that. Ain't that right? That's Olive. Yeah. Goodness, Chris, you running out of room up down. Let me get that eraser up down. And please. Put yourself another check. Because you hand me this part because you got on my hand. This is my right hand right here.
Yes, sir.
Listen, then you get you one more for throwing that pen down. It might not work again. Yeah, we'll make it work. It's an Olive. It's an Olive. I can't. Beth? Oh, I said Beth, didn't I? Okay, that's fine. That ain't on you. That's on Chris. But right now, Chris, get yourself another one. Later on, we get another one. Because you don't call that confusion. That ain't on you, Buster. That's right. Make it strong, ain't it? Man, some of these folk, man, they'd have died out and left around here crying. Gah! Justin, how you ain't got but one check? I know I called you up here more than one time. Yeah, but I called you one time, Jeff, when you and Bryce just the other day. Huh? Hold on for a minute. What you did?
I can't deliver myself first.
I know I'm something like that. Them ain't got but one check. We didn't know about them. And y'all just sat here and went along with this stuff. He was freeing people. And you right back in bondage. You know what? Like he said, they go right about why they promise you liberty. They themselves. Ain't that right? They right back in bondage themselves. Look at that. I'm something like that. I know he been up here more than one time. That's scary. All right, Beth. And the reason why we look at this, I want us to see something, because I was explaining. And again, I don't want it to sound like when I say stuff that it is a hate toward Caucasian people, white people. It's not. Because what I come to realize, and this is recently as well, we played a major part of our destruction. Yep. We really did. We have been adamant about blaming white people. Of course, it's wrong what happened. We all agree it's wrong, correct? And the only reason to let that happen to us, honestly, let's think about this. You crying out to Allah. What parent saying if one of your kids were being beaten and you could see that, hurt by somebody else, would you let it happen? You would jump in and stop it because you feel like that's wrong, they've been oppressed. But if you saw your kid do something that hurt you, that was detrimental to you, you might be more willing to sit back to look at, you need to pay for what you did. You kind of got what I'm saying? If you look at something, say the child did something to you that was really traumatic and hurtful, you felt like that was the lowest blow you could have did to me, and being a parent to you. So watching you get taken out, I'm not too quick to run it. I don't hate you, but you just put me in a state to where I don't feel like rescuing you. I don't see the need. I think you need to learn from what you've done. You got what I'm saying? And to realize that he's an Elohim of Recompense, Elohim of compassion, all these things, Elohim to deliver. Why wouldn't he deliver us? Let's get it off of white people. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, white people. But if we believe that Elohim exists, and Elohim is, like he told Al Shaddai, I'm the all-powerful. We knew this. This is from relationship. This ain't just from him. We knew it from relationship. We knew it through events that happened. Why would you leave us?
Something we did.
Even just like in the writer, he asked us in the book of Yeshayahu, he said, but Zaun said, you forsaken and you forget. And I never thought about why would they say that? What would make them say that? Because they looked at what they were going through. It's like you don't care. He said, no, I haven't forgot about you. You're engraving on the palm of my hands. I haven't forgot about you, but you need to learn from what you've done. To go through it longer we've been going through, we really need to sit back and look at what kind of people were we? Because, you know, we say the story, we tell it. When white people came, we taught white people how to bathe. White people had lights, and we taught white people this, and we were doing this with white people and showing white people. And we gave white people mathematics. We gave white people how to write. We had we ain't heard it before. We had university, which made no sense. We had university, but anyway, learning and we would learn. We always take stuff, take the next level. We said we had university. People walked there, got caps and gowns for white people coming. And diplomas didn't exist. Of course, we were educated, but we always take it to the third power and say what we had more. But the thing became is this. What else were you doing that you showed white people? Because look at your situation. We played a part in our own demise. The people that came before us were so rotten and so bad. We ain't talking about the white people. We're talking about the people we came from were so rotten that he let these people set. We went into place and let them stack up and die in a room. They were tossed off of ships and fed to sharks. They were stacked and chained on one another. They were beaten, they were hung, they were sold, they were raped, their men were broken down. What kind of people were we that you wiped out that whole Tuladar? All the way that you don't come here now and you start to turn our mind back to consider him, but at the same time, consider your ways. Yeah. Consider your ways. We never think about it. Nobody, and I ain't buying it. Oh, they thought, oh, he just looked. No, it's the truth. At some point, you got to ask yourself, what kind of person are you? What kind of person were we? We're always talking about what the wealth we had before we met white. We can admit all these things. He told we know we can't miss Mizraim, but what did it do for us? Why is it today we can't be a people that's rich and wealthy? Because you had your time and you showed her what you'll do. Just like he told in the 3rd chapter, book of Yeshayahu, moreover, because the Banuth of Zaun were haughty, he said, I'm going to discover your secret parts. He told about our women, instead of well-set hair, what did he say they're going to have? You ain't going to believe it in Africa. Or keep along. Do y'all not know? I always wondered why them girls were so bald-headed. Y'all see all them women, them short, the little girls always short hair? Do y'all not know in the education system over there, they don't believe in girls having hair on their head when they go to school? They cut their hair until they got to school. That's why they look like little boys. I said, I always wondered, what in the world going, why these girls' hair always bald-headed? They cut their hair until they got to school. That's your book, though. He told you, instead of well-set hair, he's going to have baldness. It's a Christian system. Yet they don't teach to cut white girls' hair. They cut, but guess what? That goes into play of your writings, that you were going to have baldness. No other people correlate with that book more than we do. For punishment, too. For punishment. A lot of stuff makes sense. I mean, a lot of things, unanswered questions, it makes sense. What kind of people were we? We were terrible people. And to be honest with you, you ain't doing a whole lot better today. Ain't but a few, and it just showed me he only gonna take him a few out of all of these masses of people. Out of all the masses of people that gone through, he's only taking a few out of us. You might not even get picked. It take you too long to recover. You're hard of hearing. You're stubborn. You don't consider. When we go through to read this, this is also we'll consider. We'll consider our ways. We don't even consider our ways. Listen, the man can put you where wealth at and leave you broke. Everybody comes to where you at, get your wealth and leave, and you can't touch it. Can you imagine that? The war in Ukraine sent Russia to Sudan. So look at Sudanese. Have Sudanese been known for money and wealth? Just for their black skin. Russia went straight there, took the gold out and left, and still fighting this war. Why aren't the people who there taking that gold and done something with it? Yahuwah is punishing the so-called Negro. He breaking him down to let him know, I'm going to let these people take your goods from you. I'm going to let these people strip you of everything in your dignity and your intelligence, and you won't be able to do nothing about it. This is because of us. That's because of us. Let's look at something. How about that? This is Beth Kings 17:15. Listen to this.
Thus they rejected his Torah.
What else?
His Berit,
So what happened?
which he had made with their Zakanim,
With their ancestors.
and the solemn warnings he had given them. Instead, they pursued worthless things.
Y'all listen to key things you need to know. The Torah, the direction and instruction. That's what Torah is. That's what law. Those are directions and instruction. He said you rejected it. And the Berit. That's the covenant I made with Abraham, Yasakak, and Yaakov. And you ain't gonna believe it. I warned you before you did it. You ain't just pop up on something. Listen, no phenomenons are happening. People say, strange phenomenons are happening. The wind is doing something. The waters are doing. He told you why the water was coming flooding. He said, because the land, I spewed you out. That's how the Arats vomits. When something's in it that's not right in your belly, what does your belly do? Have y'all ever had that you can't rest? Sometimes you wait. Have you ever had that when you waiting to throw up? You want to be like, but I need to get it up, but I hate to go. And then to go through it is such an aggravation. It frustrated the man. The Arats frustrated with us. He frustrated. Why y'all think California had been wicked how long? Y'all know how many people from California sucked up the women and the men from Mississippi, from Georgia, from Tennessee, from a lot of these folks all came from the South. And they shot up there and dyed their hair and ran up here for this great life in New York and this great life in California. They had done turned on them. They sucked the babies up. They took our babies. Kids in the South, they wanted to go up north. I'm going up north. I'm going up north for freedom. And got up there and realized they were bound. Now get what a lot of them doing. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I'm getting ready to move back down south. But the damage been done. The South was corrupted and the North corrupted. That man is coming back to recompense. Look what they did. He said, thus they rejected the Torah. His Berith, which he had made with their ancestors, and the solemn warnings he had given. He warned us before it happened. He told us, surely he does nothing except he revealed it. I told you before it happened. And we sat here and they left us, they stupid kids. And all we've been doing is praying, Lord, why? Lord Jesus, this don't make no sense. Jesus, why? Why this happened to me, Jesus? Are you serious? I warned you. Had our parents done as he told her, teach it to your Benin and your Benin. Let them teach another Tuladah. Yeah. I warned you what was going to happen. Let's see what happened. Listen. Instead,
they pursue worthless things.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Nigga ran to $100,000 pyramid. We ran the air, name that tune. Price is Right. We went after the worthless thing. We saw that everything these people had and they made gods, we ran after them. We did it. That's why I keep learning to mess it in. I ain't seen so many big white Jesus before in my life. Y'all laughing. That's white. He white. Them Jesus whiter than these Jesus. These dirty looking Jesus clean white Jesus. Hair comb better. He smiled better. Jesus about to get a grill. He said, oh, these niggas got it. Listen.
And became worthless themselves, imitating the Goyim around them, whom Yahuwah had ordered them not to emulate.
Wow. Why? Guess what? When he told us about all them people around, all these other Goyim, he told us around them why he wanted to keep away from them. Don't give your daughters to them. Don't give your sons to them. Unless you're going to go a whoring after they Elohim. We did it. We saw wealth, chance, and opportunity for our kids. Good family to meet in and to mingle in with, because then you're going to be going places. You're right to Sheol. What y'all think we've been doing? We imitate them. We got the conversation. We got the dress. We got the behavior. A lot of stuff we're going to start changing. Y'all say, come on.
They abandoned all the Amar of Yahuwah, their Elohim. They made cast metal images for themselves, 2 calves. They made an Asherah. They shakad the whole
hold
Sabot.
on, let's stop. We're gonna let's look at what the Asherah is that they made. So if we don't know what it is, we ain't gonna know. We might be making one. These are gonna be images that they had, but we want to know. Our goal is not to change. We didn't change translation so we can still be in stupidity. We changed to try to get more to accuracy because we want to know exactly what we did. Listen, what they did caused something to happen to them. How you know it ain't happening to you? You need to know what happened to them, what sparked the situation. You know, whenever it's a fire, when fire department come put it out, they don't just put it out and leave. They want to investigate to see what sparked it. Because if we don't know, it's subject to happen again. Then it gives them knowledge when they go to another fire. Based off of other evidence and other things we've done, we can safely conclude that this fire started from this. You know what you do? You put the fire out and keep going, and you don't realize how you got it. Hello? I remember one time my car caught on fire years ago. I went to my dad's house, started a car, driving around. This car dry, moved dope in it. And I looked out there, my dad said, your car that smart. Why that my dad boy, smoke was coming out my dad boy. I run out there. I was running out with a bucket water trying to put it out, and the bucket was too big. So when I opened the door to throw it, most of it got on me and hit the top of the car. It didn't work. It was terrible. It was just terrible. It was just like, this is just going bad. I'm trying to put it out. And the fire department came and they put the fire out, and we went. And they looked down at my car. They went in there. And one of my friends had a radio in there. He had wrapped the fuse up with aluminum foil. So what happened and why you got the fuse is what people don't realize. The fuse is a mechanism in between to break the power. So if something touches a spark, the fuse is designed to break so it can kill the power so it don't cause what I did. But because we wrapped it in aluminum foil, it worked as a conductor and it just kept running even though the wire was touched to it, caught on fire. See, the average of us, being who we are, we put it out and keep going. And guess what? It's subject to happen again. But for them, it made sense when they came. Let's find out why the car started burning. So when they searched it, they saw what happened, which allowed me to be able to fix it. That's what he's telling us here. What we're going to find out that happened to them, he's telling you what sparked the whole thing. Guess what? So you can be mindful of and you can make sure it don't happen to you. Come on. Let's see. Asherah, meaning happy. Asherah, the Phoenician god. This is what we're, number 2 is what they did. These folk didn't get kicked out because they were happy, okay? We're talking about the Phoenician gods is what it was. I know it was an image of the same. Because he told you it's going to make sense why. What did y'all read? An image of the same. What did you read to make you know that? Because he told they were imitating. Isn't that right? That's exactly right. So now you see why it makes sense? They started imitating the gods that the other nations had. And he just told you what they did. So now, it ain't about me just, let me just borrow for a second. All right? Whatever, you just do something. What you do, all right? See, it's more than just me. Oh, slow down, big man. You move too. Come, go get a check, big man. Come on, brother Jack. Come on. You moving too fast. I can't. I'm trying to get this. Oh, I said, hey, this ain't working. The moral of the story is, but see, now when he started to go, now it's one thing I'm walking like him, and I might be speaking, communicating like him. It's another thing when he get homage to his God, I start to do the same. Same thing we do when our young men them get in football. So they get a touchdown to helmet, what they do? Where you get that from? Where you get that from? Tim Tebow. Come on. Tim Tebow did the knee, Chris. Come on, man. Come on, big man. My brother Jack called. What is the man doing? But you know, they know that. You remember that? Did you up there when you played? You know. But you remember other players you do that though? Kids do all that, kiss up with the helmet on and do the cross and all this stuff. Where we get that from? We got it from them. You see, so I want y'all to realize, don't think about, when you reading this, remember, whatever's written the fourth time was written to what? To show us, the teachers, instructors. So now we start to watch how they got into the precarious situation. It's because they started to emulate, starting to imitate. Now, even to the worshiping of their gods. He said they took iron and metals to even make them. All these things, he said, I warned you about this. What happened when our fathers, the people we descend out from, when they made the golden calf? What happened? What happened? They rose up to play. What else happened? What he did? What? He killed them. He told every east. He said, take every man his sword and slay his ox. He told everyone, kill them. That was a warning. That was dangerous for them to go and do that. He said, tell them repent. No. Musa told them. He told every east to take. When he said, who is on Yahuwah's side, let him come to me. All Louis came to him. And he told every one of them to take his sword, said, slay your ox. Say, Yahuwah was going to bestow a barak upon you. And that's what they did. They killed every one of them. Because these were warned. Look what happened even after that. Because after a period of time, people think it's okay like you do. It's okay. He ain't said that in a long time, so maybe we can wear Nike again. Maybe we can go back and start putting splits and have splits in our dresses. Because y'all the same people. Y'all the same people. And you don't hear something. Y'all know how much stuff we got to cover. If I got to keep going, your book clearly tells you in the 6th chapter of the book of Abarim that let us, 6:1 right quick, Abarim, I'll come back over. 6th chapter, 1st verse. Abarim, they call Hebrews. Just like we get ready to have Passat, what happened? Can I get up and confess? You shouldn't be.
That's right.
You shouldn't be doing it. Let's see what he told us. This is 6:1 Abarim. So you right back to Jesus. Listen.
Therefore, leaving behind.
Stop. Look up what leave means. What's that part? To depart. That's a good one. They need to see it, because a lot of them don't believe it. They don't know what it is. They think of a leaf. It's still on the tree. It don't go nowhere. I know it's spelled different. Go away from. Allow to remain. No. Go away from. Y'all see that? She left New York on June the 6th. Okay? Hello? Okay. So now we sit here looking at, now he's talking about leaving. Y'all got it? Leaving. Leaving. Y'all got it? Let's go.
Therefore, leaving behind the initial lessons about the Mashiach, let us go on to maturity, not laying again the foundation of turning from works that lead to moot.
He said, that don't make no sense. That don't make, that's what I do. I will trust. Do y'all understand how behind you are? That you talking about repenting. Y'all gonna actually be sitting right here waiting for me to open up so you can get up and you can repent. This is how backwards you are. He's saying this here. He said you should be, that's initial, that's the principle, that's the elementary part, that's the foundation. Why you stay at the foundation? You ain't start building yet. You still need to get up and repent. Man told you not laying again the foundation of turning from work that lead to moot. What leads to moot? You ain't matured yet. So now, this put the way of y'all in violation. They put you in violation. Man, I've been waiting on this. Yahuwah keep me alive. I'm just waiting on getting confessed, man, so I can get this thing right. How long you been here? That we gonna be playing with this. That this man just told us leaving. We motioning doing it now with ing. We leaving. We in motion and doing it. We're leaving that stuff. We ain't got time for that. We got to be moving on. Listen, why? Come on.
Instruction about washing, samaka, the resurrection of the moot, and eternal punishment, and Elohim willing that this is what we will do.
Elohim willing, we'll leave that alone. What happened?
For when have once been enlightened, tasted of the Shamayim Barak, become sharers in the Ruach HaKadosh, and tasted the tube of Elohim's Debar and the power of the Alam
of the world, alarm for a world.
And then have fallen away, it is impossible to renew them so that they turn from their kata.
And then have fallen away, it is impossible to renew them so that they turn from their
kata.
Y'all can afford to play? Can you afford to play? You can afford to get up here and keep repenting. You done taste it. You know why it made sense that he got rid of those people? Those people ate manna that came from Shamayim. And you'll get up and you will commit kata. This man fed these people with manna from Shamayim. They tasted it. According to his word, he told them they're going to do. That everybody was going to go out and gather. They tasted it. It came down from Shamayim. He said, and I'm going to renew these people? He said, impossible. These people done taste it. Now, how long you play around and you keep playing around and you keep looking to make excuse, you keep trying to lie, keep trying to deceive, you keep trying to play. Who you think you're deceiving? That's all you can be doing. You can't. I got over on preacher. Preacher had no idea. No, dummy, you have no idea. Because you can't fool Yahuwah.
Yep.
The only way I can be fooled, Yahuwah have to allow it. And the only reason he'll allow it, because he got something else for you. He don't want me to see you. He want to get you later. This is not for your tube. This is for your destruction. See, you playing with somebody, and what you start to learn is the more you know him, the more you understand, he calculated. He's very calculated. Everything is intentional that he does. Nothing throws him off. Nothing. Nothing moves him. Nothing deters him. EU said that he was in one mind. He said, who can turn him? One mind. Mushah sat down and talked to him. He said he was going to destroy them. And Mushah taught one and said, and you'll kill all of them in one man. He asked them to blot them out. He said, if you would, said, blot me out of your sefer that you katab, that you written. He said, go ahead and take the people where you're going. He said, the person that committed katab against me, that's who I'm going to blot out my sefer, out my scroll. He said, that's who I'm going to blot out. You go ahead and take these people where they're going. In the Yom, he said, I will visit them. He said, I will visit them in their kataim. I'm going to mashpat these people. These people have sat down, they've eaten, and they've tasted. He said, these people, I'm going to visit these people. Listen, he told them for what? Not one of these people going to make it in. Not one of them. He took a seed from them. He said, I will take a seed from them. You were asked, that who could take a clean thing out of an unclean thing? No, not one. Only Yahuwah could do it. He took a clean thing. Look at us. He took us out of, those people he brought him, those people weren't clean. That's not allowing white people. They didn't take clean people. They took unclean people. And Elohim got him a seed out of them. That's it. They testified before. Just like Elohim intended to do. He did it. Only reason they could say that, because he let them see it in their day, in their time. He's going to recompense us. That's why we got to get this thing right. See, a lot of times we'll feel like we've gotten away with something. It's been some time now. It ain't been no time, been some time for you. It was just a few minutes with him. You ain't been away from it long enough. That's why he saw those people. He said he wanted to estrange from their lust. See, because you can go back to it. You're not fully broken yet. You're not fully convinced. You're not going to be fully convinced that that man break you all the way down. It's bad that he got to strip you down and break you to the lowest common denominator, the lowest point that you can get to. But if it worked to your salvation, that's why you got to keep yourself open-minded. Really, if I was about 95% of y'all, 99, I wouldn't really seek salvation like that. I really wouldn't do it. I'll tell you why I wouldn't do it if I was y'all, because you're not willing to go all the way. And that'll hurt you. Because it's going to hurt you to do it. You better really look at what you got and what you're doing and where you at. You're not going to stay in that state. He's going to break you. He might break you and leave you broken, but he'll save you. Really better think about him. You're asking for salvation. A lot of people don't know what they're asking for. They really don't know what you're asking for, because a lot come with it. I don't want to lie to you. I know people say, man, that's the best thing in the world. True. Ain't nothing else like it. True. But you ain't going to get it unless it's going to cost you a whole lot. I wouldn't tell you no lie. It's going to cost you a whole lot. If you ain't willing to separate from everything you got and everything you love, even your health, career choices, decision, fame, fortune, whatever it might be, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't tell a man a lie. I wouldn't try to trick. He said being crafty. Shaul said, I caught you with guile. I wouldn't do it to you. I just tell you the flat-footed truth. I wouldn't do it if I was you. If I had the concerns of the things you got, if I was weary and shaky as you was, I wouldn't do it. Because you ain't going to make it. He going to try you. He going to put you all the way down. But he going to make a better person of you. You just don't know how you're going to come out. You can come out of this thing with one eye, arm missing, a leg, a cripple. You can come out jobless. You can come out there on that street. But you can be saved. And you know what? He needs somebody to be able to do that. He needs somebody with one leg. When they see him and see somebody complain with two, say, it's still good. And put a thought in somebody's mind and look and realize, that person got one leg. And they say the man's still good. That's only because that person going to be a witness against you. See, the problem he ain't got no witnesses. Y'all know how many cases get thrown out because there ain't no witnesses? Got some evidence, got a defendant. Only thing I'm missing is a witness. Somebody who could come up here and testify and say they seen it. Somebody that can come and stand before the jury and let them know, I know of it. Hello? That's all he needs. He just need a witness. Problem is, nobody want to be a witness. They want to put it all on Yahushua. See, I'll be honest with y'all. Think about what you're doing. I know y'all look at people that turn around and quit and give up. Don't be mad at them. I'm not disappointed. But just think about it. Who really want to do that? What's going on in your life when there's some other things you could do that you'll take time out of it and say, I'll be a victim? Y'all don't think that's kind of strange? You don't think that's kind of crazy that you would just take out of your life and say, I'll be a victim? I'll take persecution. I'll take the hatred. I'll take the loss of whatever it takes, a child, a mother, a father, myself, a spouse. I take the loss of activity of my limbs, the sight of my eyes. I give up all my goods. You don't think something wrong with somebody to do that? Seriously? Y'all don't think something wrong with a person to do that? I do. Y'all think that's normal? It's very abnormal. Hello? Y'all gonna have to ask yourself about a person's childhood the reason you do something like that. What happened in your life the reason you're so willing and so anxious to go through something like that? What did you encounter? What happened to you? What side of the bed you roll out on? Called the side of reality. Keep it all, lose it all. Give up something, gain everything. Do the math. Keep it all, lose it all. Give up something, gain everything. I'm a businessman by trade. That's why it appealed to me. It's a business decision. Hello? I put a lot of money on some stuff sometimes, and I didn't get nothing at the first. I had to sit and wait for it to come. Then it come back to me. It's good business. It put me short on some other things. It didn't allow me to do everything I wanted to do, but I did it because I looked at the long haul. Now, I couldn't be that stupid to come out of my salvation. I lose something now, I gain it all and more later. I keep it all now, and I lose it all later, and include my life. It's not a hard business decision. You just got to consider. Let's think about this. Do I really need to ask you to give it to me when it's mine? Does he really have to ask you for it? Princess, can you give me one of your eyes when I gave her eyes? I own her eyes. They my eyes. And I take them when I want to? So let's see. I ain't willing to do that. I can't see myself doing that. I don't know how. It ain't yours. These are all loans. These are loans. You basically in a fiat society. How many of y'all don't know what a fiat is? Not just a car, it's fake money. Fiat society. That's what you got, a fiat economy out here. It's fake money. They just passing paper. Ain't no money with it. Okay? You live in a fake, illusionary world if you believe you own something and you got something. It's fake. You don't own it. It's his. He owns everything. I just let you use it. You look stupid when you say something in mine. We all look stupid and won't even realize it. Everything belongs to him. And anytime he wants to, he can claim it. Anytime he wants to. Man, people riding down the street in cars, brand new car. I'm sorry, that was a brand new car. They just totaled it. And when the ambulance get there and take them to the hospital, the doctor will pronounce them dead. That's because it was his car. And that's because it was his life. And he wanted to give it to somebody else. Go figure. See, you got to start realizing stuff like that. Somebody just had an accident. They didn't die, thankfully. But they're going to have to cut them out. And to cut them out, they're going to take one of their legs off. That's because it's his car and it's his leg. And somebody else needed to walk. See, everybody walking around here with tools, you using stuff that somebody else used to have. Everything you got, somebody used to have. A mother and a father. How many of y'all got a mother living? You ain't going to believe it. Somebody else's mother died. How many of y'all got a father living? Y'all ain't going to believe it. Somebody else's father dead. That's how you got yours. Go figure. So if you start looking at how all this stuff kind of interlocked and interchanged together, you start to consider, how long you going to be able to raise your hand up saying you got a living mother and a living father? I used to raise my hand for both of them. Somebody else needed one too. Hello? That's how it works. You start to consider when you're dealing with a man that operates different than you, because you don't even know the person who is going to. All you know is you crying and you boo-hooing because you lost your father, you lost your child. Somebody else rejoicing, and they are so happy because they just had a baby. While you going through the horror, the trauma, the heartbreak, the hurt, they celebrate. They got balloons and flowers, and you know what they ain't considering? You and what you lost. Because this is the day that Yahuwah has made, and let us be glad in it. And they are appreciating him while you are questioning him and why you can't consider, because you are living on borrowed time. Everything you got. He take from one and give it to another. He told us about some men he gave talents to. Y'all remember that? And some went out and gained interest on theirs. Y'all remember? The last one he had, he took his, and what did he do with it? Buried it. And what did Yahuwah do with his talent? Took it. He could have said, since you buried that one lost, I'm just going to multiply everybody else. I'm going to multiply theirs with yours. I'm going to take yours from you, and I'm going to increase them. So when you ask Yahuwah to increase your strength, anybody ever ask him to make them stronger? Where that coming from? They ain't doing nothing with it anyway, Chris. Hello? All right. Let's see. Let's go back to what we had. We looked at this. Y'all be all right. That's why we here. Want to get it right. Back over to Beth Malakim 17. Where we left out? 16, 17?
16 still.
16 still? All right. All right, listen.
They shakad the whole sabot of Shamayim.
Oh, my goodness. That's not, can you believe that? That's crazy. What would make them do that? What would make them do that? They watched other people do it. Mm-hmm. He said, the promise that Abraham made. No, it would have been because of the things that they had they created. See, if y'all remember the 20th chapter of the book of Shemut, they call Exodus, he told them about not creating all these things. He lets you be driven to worship the host of Shamayim. See, this all came through things he told. That's why he said, I warned you not to. He said, that's why when I spoke to you, I never showed you an image, lest you corrupt yourself. He said, you be driven to go and worship the host of Shamayim. And now when you hear this was because he was bringing it right back for them to realize. That's why he told us not to do it. But most of us don't believe it until it happens. Yeah, why would they believe it? He act like we stupid or something. I'm stronger than that. He's bringing back the record, letting them show them, I told you not to. They worship. They should call, how many of them? The whole host of Shamayim. They serve all. What else did they do?
They had their Beni and Banu pass through the fire. Through fire, they used divination.
As a sacrifice, Zabak. Who is this we're looking at? Molech. Molech. That's that owl in California and in Washington State. They put them and make them pass through the fire as a sacrifice. That's how they did it, as a Zabak. They offered them up. What y'all think they did with Yahushua when we put him up on the tube and he was sitting up there up toward Shamayim? We offered him up. We were making him pass through the fire. We had already saw that. He had did it without, he took all of the Rosh of Yasharal. He said, and put them up against the Shamash. He said that my fierce anger turned. Did y'all know why we put him there? We had to do it. That's why we put him. He told the story, he shall be high, he shall be very high. We had to put him on. He said, so my anger turned. Y'all didn't know that? This was important for us. That's all these things. Listen, because our Kataim, our sin was so great, it's like every kata or every offense had an offering. Everything had an offering to it. Did y'all not know that? It wasn't one that did it for everything. Each one had something different that you had to offer. And because our stuff had multiplied, it was so great, we had to cover a multitude of kataim. So the only way for this to happen, he had to cover a variety and a range of things. He had to be a red heifer. He had to be the lamb. All these different things. He was set up like a turtle dove. We set him up there. He told he should mount up wings like an eagle. All these things he had to exemplify because you looked at our Kataim was great. It wasn't one offense. We committed everything he told us not to do. So how can he come down here and display one action? No, it was too many. And then, you know, he tried to show us because you had committed all the, think about this. You done committed this. How many of y'all done served other idol gods? How many of y'all done did, and just how many host of other things? I can't now. So you got to go get me every animal for every one of them things you've done. Now the Kohan got to offer there. How long he going to be here? How many animals going to be slain? This is going to weigh down on the people. So that's why Yahushua was able to tell them to come unto me, all you that are burdened, and I'll give you what? Shalom. I'm going to give you rest. Because surely you don't wore yourselves out. You don't wore yourselves out, because look what you got. Look at the multitude of animals being slain. Think of how many animals just constantly being slain. And they're going to talk about now, man is extinct in animals. Talking about more than Yasharal? White people just done bush up all the animals in the world, killing the animals. How many Yasharal did Yehuda kill? On the Shabbat, we had to offer double. We had regular sacrifice and offering, then you had offering for sin. He said, oh, they were offered by the Torah. You didn't have that. You had a peace offering. You had a wave offering. You had a heave offering where you had to lift it up. This man became all that, the wave offering. He is of him. Heave offering, go ahead and put him up. Then we had to give a shalom offering. On top of you offering for your kataim. That's what he did. I'm taking the weight off of your people. Like I said, make a light on yourself. Every time you go, man, I'm helping make a light on yourself. Come on.
They use divination and magic spells.
What are we supposed to do with that when people doing magic? What I got to give for that? Because you're supposed to die for that stuff. Mm-hmm. How many of y'all ever practiced voodoo witchcraft? No, how many of y'all had never done it? Practice voodoo witchcraft. How many, raise your hand higher. How many of y'all had never done it? No tarot cards, no Ouija boards, no spell, no read your palm. How many of y'all hadn't done that? Now put your hand down. Why the other people didn't raise their hand? Ask these other people why.
Okay.
Ask the other people, why y'all didn't raise your hand? I can't hear, huh? That's the same thing. Stubbornness, he said, witchcraft. Everybody done practice it. That's the problem we got. Because we was all around people saying, I know they did that. To my commit sin. Stubbornness. He says like idolatry. Rebellion. Witchcraft. Now to raise your hand. How many of y'all, you don't have to raise your hand. How many of y'all done went against when I told you to do something? That'd be witchcraft. How you don't resist it and fought against it, don't even raise your hand. That'd be witchcraft. That's idolatry. You worship our foreign deities. He said, because you're not obeying him. See, the problem we got is, I ain't never been there. I just wasn't never no church person. But I wasn't never in that stuff. Okay, stupid. You were in that stuff. You learned to losing yourself because rebellion. That's what I told you to do something, you're not doing it. If I'm calling you, telling you to do something, you don't do it. And you saying, well, I ain't never been like no devil. I just wasn't doing what he told me. You were Satan. All right, you was a shadim, you're a demon. I said, man, we learn how to lie to ourselves. Come on, what does they do?
And they gave themselves over to do what was Rosha from Yahuwah's perspective.
See, that's the problem we got, the way he saw it. Therefore,
thereby provoking him so that Yahuwah, by now very angry with Yasharal, removed them from his own.
Okay.
None was left.
Oh, here I am. Here you are. I mean, whatever happened to you, I don't care. I don't want to see it. That's how it allowed to happen. Sometimes, how many mothers, when they had to tell their husband to whoop that kid, had just went on out the room because they didn't want to see it? Raise your hand. How much of them did that? 'Cause you know, they're finna be bad. I don't even want to be in there. I don't want to see it. Guess what Yahuwah looked at? Out of sight? It makes sense, don't it? I couldn't sit here and watch it happen to you. I just got you out of my sight. Now, what'll happen to you now? I don't see it. Y'all got it? Then I said it to them, just like you. You were blind, you can't see. I put you out of my sight, I couldn't see. And your ears were stopped up, you couldn't hear. You ain't gonna believe it. I set myself there. The only people I could hear is people that were doing what I told them. I mean, sometimes you call Mama. And she just keep looking. You're like, Mama, you feel you want to get a timber, you like, I don't want to slap the piss out of me. Well, they said they doing it, I don't want to hear you. Mama. Anybody had to do that for kind of easy, because you trying to just make sure you ain't going to get hit. The coast clear, we good right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to scowl, get out, you know what I'm saying? That's why he put it, sir. You were blind, I'm blind to you. Your ears were stopped up, you can't hear. I can't hear you here. Because he said that, Una Yahuwah, where was that? Over, who was it? And his ears were over to who? So if I wasn't doing right, Yahuwah, Yahushua, was he hearing me? That's how it makes sense how he was able to allow us to go through what we've been going through. Guess why now he's starting to hear us? Because you're starting to recover. See, now you're starting to recover. You're starting to consider your latter end now. See, he wrote that he told them, if they consider in the latter end, this the latter end, now we're considering. Now he's looking, guess what? I got to reconsider now how I look at you. You're talking pretty good, I want to hear you. But see, we haven't been estranged, because we'll try, we want to do it, but we still keep being beholden to some of them old actions, them ways that kept us away from, that got people cast away. Had we considered it for what it was, we'd have been turned. Look what he did. So by now, he was very angry with Yasharal. Removed, ED, done. Not ING in the process, them from his sight. None was left except the Matah alone. However,
neither did Yehuda obey the Amar of Yahuwah,
which we say Shama.
Rather, they Kai according to the customs of Yasharal.
See that? That's how we did. We lived just like, so guess what? We started mimicking. Little sister, try to be like big sister. Hello?
Yes, sir.
That's all it was. He referred to them as feminists, as well as he do his son. And Yakazakal, he referred to them as two sisters. And tell how treacherous they were. And said Yehuda was even more treacherous than her older sister.
Right.
Come on.
Yes, Yahuwah came to despise all the descendants of Yasharal.
You hear that? He came to despise all the descendants of them. Can you imagine that? Everybody that came from, I hate you so bad, I hate your kids too. I despise everything that come out from you. Listen.
He caused them trouble and handed them over to plunderers.
People that take everything from them, that's what a plunderer do. You know, he told you, he said, if thieves come in days, he said, don't they steal until they have gotten enough? So when I send plunderers among you, what you think they were going to take? A necklace and leave a ring? A pinky ring? I gave you people that were going to take everything until they got enough. Why y'all think they still keep coming to keep on taking? Because I got to show you. Listen, you took from me. You ain't going to believe it. All of he ain't saw a harp there long. What was it he gave? Did we take that son? I'm going to make sure they take everything you got. I'm going to make sure they take everything you got. Don't forget your Torah. Real for real. That's all I was doing to you. You took mine. I felt like taking. You took everything. I gave you my only one. You took it. So why you think I was going to send people among you just going to take a little bit? I want them to strip you. And they took your kids. They took your wives. They took your husbands. They took your fathers and they took your mothers. I sent plunders among you. I want these folks to strip. You know what you say? Nigga can't have nothing. He said, I know exactly how you feel. Because y'all took from me too. So I intend to make sure you suffer. Y'all go ahead and go to sleep. Don't worry about it. You're going to pay for this lesson you're getting. Y'all call them sermon. I don't know where y'all get that from. Go to church. These are lessons. Who I don't have no sermon, I got lessons. Ain't that right?
That's right.
Come on.
Until
Come out
finally,
that Christian mindset.
Yeah.
Come on.
until finally he threw them out of his womb.
See that? Finally cast them out. What'd he do?
He tore Yasharal away from the bed of Daoud.
That's what he did. And guess what? When he said it, he let Rehoboam, who that? Yeah, Jeroboam. That's what they did. They took his clothes, they tore it and ripped it and gave it to him. Gave him 10 and kept 2. He said, I ripped them away. They knew this. He said, I tore them away. How was they going to understand it? What did he do?
They made
Jeroboam.
Jeroboam the ben of Nebat, Malak, and Jeroboam drew Yasharal away from following Yahuwah,
And
made them commit a great kata.
listen.
The arm of Yasharal followed the example of all the kataim that Jeroboam had committed,
And
did not turn away from them.
you ain't gonna believe what you learned from this, Lee. That the leaders of the people causing the error. And they that are led of them.
Are destroyed.
You know how bad it is to have piss poor leadership. You know how many folks sit around and say, that's my pastor. They ain't got nothing to do with me. God gonna judge him. God gonna judge me for being obedient.
Right.
The leaders of the people caused them the error. That's what he gave them. That's what they were taught. And he telling you this. The leader caused them to err. And they that led of them, what happened to Yasharal? That's why our Father, everything he told us, he's doing it. Come on.
Until Yahuwah removed Yasharal out of his own.
Listen.
As
That's
he
3
had
times.
said.
That means you need to confirm it. Listen.
As he had said, he would through all his Abadim, the Nabaim,
And surely he does nothing unless he revealed it to who?
his servants, Abadim.
The Nabaim. That mean what he's saying is what he doing.
That's right.
Y'all gonna be punished. It's gonna be hard for y'all. But it's gonna be it's gonna break it. Some of y'all gonna fall away because you're gonna be able to take it. Mark it in your book. It's gonna be hard for y'all because y'all done played too long. I told you, I keep telling you, you're in violation. Go ahead and go to sleep. Don't worry about it. There's something coming for you. Come on.
Thus, Yasharal was carried away captive from their own Arats to Ashur, and it remains so to this union.
Let's look at where this at right quick, Boston. Please, roll back down. I need to see it. Syrian gods. Oh, you could have put, where's it at today? Let's see. Cashman C. See, what we didn't do years back, but y'all have years now, that we sat down because we want to locate. Oh, my goodness. Y'all sing our king, hold on. Don't go looking to my, where that was you typed in there? Oh, freak. Don't y'all our cool try it, they be gonna snap your butt cheek loose. I'm good way you ain't no shape for that. Gonna pull a butt muscle. Right below Nineveh. See Nineveh? Nineveh gonna be a rock. So they go to Tigris River. That puts it right about in that area right now. So sure where they would carry that. Now pay attention to this. That's not where they at today. When the writer wrote, that's where they was that day. I don't y'all don't come here with that foolishness now. No good well with the time when he wrote it, that's where they were. Okay? That's not where they at now. Because Yasharal is scattered. And they're right, they're like Uncle Ben, they've been scattered. But at that time he wrote it, that's where they were. All right? Come on.
The Malak of Ashur brought arm from
Babel.
Kutar, Abba, Hamad, and Safarim, Baim, and settled them in the cities of Shamram.
Well, they're going to call Samaria. We don't know where Samaria at. The name of it is Shamram. But they just have us right and they good Samaria instead of being a good Shamram. In the Malkum of the arm of Yasharal, look. Come on.
In the cities of Shamram and Malkum of the arm of Yasharal, they took possession of Shamram and Kai in his cities.
So that's how we know who over there now. Listen.
When they first came to Kai there, they did not Yara Yahuwah.
Listen.
Therefore Yahuwah sent Ari among them, which killed some of them. So they said to the Malak of Ashur, the Goim you carried away and settled in the cities of Shamram are not familiar with the rules for Shekar, the Elohim of the Iraq.
which is to adore him. What happened?
Therefore he has Shalak Ari among them, and they are there killing them, because they're not familiar with the rules for Shekar, the Elohim of the Iraq.
So let me ask y'all a question. These people are destroying and killing you. Why? Because of what? Because you don't know the custom. You don't know how to adore him. See, when Yahushua told you how you're supposed to do it, you're supposed to do it with all your law, with all your mind, and with all your strength.
Yes, sir.
That's why it was killing them. Now, they lived there because the first thing you want to know, he said that they didn't fear him. What were you told about fear? When Yahuwah first came down to speak to Yasharal, what did he get from them? He said that's how he come to prove you. Once these people start moving into how to fear him, and the people learn how to adore him, this took away their destruction. Why are you still being destroyed? I'm sorry, nigga. He told you that my arm are destroyed for what were these people lacking the reason they were being killed? Let's see, can we prove that out? So now, when they approached them, what happens? Not for me, in response, the Malak of Ashur gave this order. Do what?
Take back one of the Kohanim you brought from there. Have him go and Kaid there, and have him lament them the rules for Shekar, the Elohim of the Iraq.
Why you think he said it is written in Nabin, they shall
All be taught.
Why you think you're being killed? Because you haven't been taught. The purpose of me teaching you or him allowing me to limit you is so we can stop the madness. Stop the destruction that's going to happen to you. See, that's something coming upon us, and we haven't prepared ourselves properly. So we have to go back to look at what's the problem. So we've been so busy trying to follow and mimic people, we've gotten away from it. Now, these people got to come and teach us. Now, anybody would really tell you to actually learn the proper language, to learn our language properly, and to get the real idea of how we're supposed to do it. We got to bring one of these people in that learn from us, to teach us again how to do what we already knew. Because they took your knowledge. He stayed there and stayed with them. He didn't go there and teach them a quick 60-day course, 30-day course, and left. He stayed there. They knew you need to stay here, which means when Yahushua went into the bed with them after he had resurrected, he got ready to go. What did they ask him to do? We need you to stay here and keep teaching us. That's why he left Shalakim, sent ones. People he taught, because he knew if there's no one here to teach you, you're going to be destroyed. He told you your enemy was going to come, and they were going to lay you even with the ground. And they were going to encamp you about. You know why? Because you didn't know the time of your visitation. I'm coming to visit you for your Kataim people. When he came, see, had we stayed under the tutelage, we'd have knew they were coming. Don't you know he said, no, and then if the good man of the house had known which watch the thief was coming, what he did then? Somebody supposed to break in my house. It's 10:15. They supposed to be coming at 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to live here in about 45 more minutes. I'd have got there at 9:30. Just think about how many damn women will peel that nigga here with that pistol. It don't make no sense. Why would I get there later? I know you're coming. And I'd have prepared myself. You hadn't prepared yourself. Why? Because you didn't know the time of your visitation. Don't y'all know? I'm trying to tell you, y'all only got me for a little bit of time. After a while, this whole thing going to wrap up on y'all. They're going to fold up, and you got to hold it what you got, just like they did. He tried to let them folk know. He said, I'm only with you for a little while. Now, when he left, now you got to set back the guy. How much did you really retain? How much did you really pay attention to? How serious did you really take this? Because a lot of y'all guys are assuming this is going to be a continual for you, but it's not. See, the only way for a lot of this stuff to happen and come on us, he already know what they got to do. You got to remove somebody from them. Just like he did when they came down to Asa. When he removed from them, what did he remove from them? Who remember? Yes, sir. Kind sir. A teaching Kohan. He made sure. I want to make sure you don't get back. He took away the teaching Kohan from him. I don't want nobody to teach you how to get back right now. I don't need you to recover. No, listen, y'all play with somebody. This for all of us. When I say y'all, but y'all know who y'all. You playing with somebody that's too calculated. You can't think fast enough. Your rationale don't make sense. He knows how to do this, and it's easy. Let me see. Lest they see with their eyes, lest they hear with their ears, understand with their heart, they be converted and I heal them. I don't have to let you see. You didn't hear what I said just then, did you? I can purposely set you up that this don't happen so you can't get back. Now, all I need to do is remove the alignment from them. Because Araha also calls you to see. But I don't want you to see. I don't need you to hear. I don't need you to understand. That means I lead you to the havoc of what I put down here on it. Some of our people are going to be destroyed. That's why we can't afford to keep playing around. You can't keep forward playing around the same repentance or the same stupid stuff you've been doing. At some point, you need to get grown. The man done told you, because every time you're doing it, all you're doing is transgressing. You're saying, I'm doing good because at least I'm confessing. He's saying, you're not doing good because I said you're supposed to leave it. I told you you're supposed to move on to Talmud, to perfection. I told you not to do it again. When Yahushua healed the woman, got the woman from stoning, what did he tell her to do? Just try to do your best for that. Let me see. She had just got through having adultery. She ain't going to be horny after that. She wasn't just used to now. She just used to now. Niggas ain't got nobody. I sleep with a nigga who already got a wife. That's something she just going to break right there. She just, I don't even want to have sex no more. That man just gave me order to save my life. I was a dead woman. That man told me, don't qatar no more. Them folk had stoned to kill her right then. That woman looked at, I was a dead woman. I'd be a fool to get caught in this again. She gonna come back then later on talking about, I'm sorry, Jesus. I got weak and tired. That's what you come here to die for. You paid for all my sin, omission and commission. That stuff you learn from these sinner Christian churches. Everybody's seen he told him. Here's the man that was laying there for 38 long years. What he told that man? He told him, if you sin again, worse gonna come on you. A man been crippled for 38 years, can't move. What do he want to do? He probably thinking about, I'm just do it one time for old time. For 38 years, I've been laid around. Folk had to pick me up and carry me. Look what it took for these people. And then we get all these opportunities, and you don't think there's going to be no recompense? Y'all not practical. We're not practical. So this Layla is for the consider. You won't get a chance to repent for Passat. Now, unless Yahuwah do something different, I'm not interested. Because you should have already done that. We can't keep laying the same stuff again, folks. It's not conducive to growth. And the reason you keep playing with it, because he's going to punish you later. He's going to punish you. He's going to be hard for you. Because you don't know how to, you got to learn how to keep yourself. Listen, the word of keeper, I hear people saying the word of keeper. It's a keeper, not just because he said it. It's because what's going to happen if I don't do it. That's how I know it's a keeper. Come on. Don't fornicate. Yeah, that's power. Woo, just went away just then. No, you get caught, you're going to Sheol. Now I understand what you're talking about. That's how I know it's a keeper. Hello? Yes, he'll keep you. And Tal means shalom. You ain't got to believe what you got to do. You got to stay on them. Your mind don't stay on, of course you can do it. Because in order to do a lot of that, you got to do him just like this. Headlong first. And get what? He knows how you do it. That's the thing about it. He knows how you do it. You ain't going to believe what boxers do. You box? Yes, sir. You used to box people and then, oh, he do. He talking about at the store. Yeah, I know he's talking about at the store. So, yeah, go, yeah. So, but about, did you used to box people you didn't know nothing about? What you knew about them? You knew their strategy? Like what? Whether it was an aggressor, whether somebody come, or they somebody they back up. Whether they're southpaw. You ain't going to believe it. He done studied us. I already know what hand you use. I already know what you're going to do. It's hard to beat somebody that already done studied you. That's why it don't make sense. All y'all that still got the mind to do it, it really don't make sense. He already studied you. He already got something set for you. You think he created thorns and thistles for Adam after he committed Qatar? Son, I knew you were coming. I already had a bucket of sweat waiting. Everything that's going to be for you, going to be for your hurt. I already had it for when you turn. He already know to put it up. He said, I set before you this year. What he set before him, Jess? You remember? Barak. So where the other? So the Barak, I got it, but I ain't got this. I got to go get this. I'm putting it right here before you. You can get any one of these you want. And every time you playing around, the problem you got, he already got what he got for you. You done made up your mind what you're going to do, you ain't going to believe it. He done made up his mind what he going to do too. And he ain't going to turn back from it. That's why we got to get better. Y'all got it? That's two.